This guy,
Are you worth anything?
Probably do without. You have life insurance?
Always have life insurance.
We need to get some on him.
Who's the beneficiary? I wonder.
No comment.
He gets quiet all of a sudden. Beneficiary, I'm sorry.
Oh, I need a mic on.
You do? That would help, yeah. That would help quite a bit. If any of you guys are wondering how we operate, who's that? Aaron's in the house.
Hey, what's up, Aaron?
What's happening, Aaron? Aaron, have you seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show? You had to have at some point, right? Hey, Rebecca, good to see you. It's Rocky. It's 1975. Of course, you've seen it by now. We're about to start a podcast here.
Your wire is in.
Am I in the way? Oh. Give it a little tug there. Is that
Oh,
better?
there we go.
Here, we can do this.
There.
Is that better?
Mhm.
Slump it down for you. What's up, Rebecca? Have you seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show? I'm sure you have. Everybody has, right? At this point. Monica hates it. I don't understand why.
This was my first time.
I own the DVD. Of course,
Nice.
of course you own the DVD, Aaron. Why wouldn't you? It's a great show, right? I have not seen the 2016 version with Laverne, what's her name, and Adam Claiborne? Adam Lambert. Adam Lambert.
Yeah.
It looks interesting.
Rebecca's seen it and acted it.
You acted it.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about that.
There's actually a huge community of these. I don't know what you call them. It's like a cosplay thing.
Mhm.
But they show this. They show the Rocky Horror Picture Show late at night in old timey movie theaters, and people show up in costume.
They actually
yeah.
have one coming up in Stockton. If you guys wanted to go
I have
see
no-
the real deal.
I have no interest in going to Stockton.
When I was in my early 20s, I went to a party and they were all. It turned out it ended up being a Rocky Horror party.
I would love that. I would do.
That was pretty good. Also, they just like busted out like the soundtrack.
Why
and they
not?
started
Did it
performing. I'm
turn
like, whoa, that was really
Big
cool.
orgy afterwards? Or-
No, I got kissed by one of the gals that played one of the parts.
You sure it was a gal?
Yeah. you sure?
no, because I worked with her.
Of course you did, sweetie.
Yeah, caught me by surprise. I wasn't.
Oh.
Definitely a female for sure.
Right?
Whatever you say, buddy. It's all good, man. I'm into experimentation. I might be a college student. Just wanted to share this awesome news, man. Okay.
All right.
Very cool, Aaron. Well, I appreciate that. I wonder what the awesome news is, that he might be a college student or that he owned the DVD. Aaron, I don't know what you're talking about, buddy, but I'm glad you got some awesome news, whatever it is. Monica, can you get the door, please?
Mhm.
Oh,
At your-
parole officers watching.
Oh, no.
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he just told me he was at dinner.
It would start at midnight every Friday and Saturday. That sounds cool. And
Wow.
you need like a big auditorium to do all the dance moves and throw all the shit around.
Mhm.
You know what? There's another movie that this kind of happens with. I think I told you guys about it. It's called The Room. It's arguably the worst movie ever made.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm serious. Have you seen The Room?
No, but I want to watch it now.
I will get it. I will get it is so bad. It's so bad. Have you guys seen The Room? The Tommy Wiseau classic, however you say that fucking guy's name.
Hey, Christina.
It is probably the worst film ever made. And what makes it so bad is that you could tell the director took it seriously. Like, I'm making a serious movie. The movie itself is horseshit. It's basically this dude in San Francisco who gets cheated on by his fiance, and then the whole shit culminates with him killing himself.
Oh,
But
that's pretty good.
there's a lot of like unnecessary sex scenes, and it's bad.
Can I?
You probably could, actually. You probably could. It's terrible. But there's like this whole subculture around it where you show up and you reenact certain scenes in the theater while they're playing the movie and things like that.
Sitting in
Oh,
traffic. I'm sorry.
Well, don't get in an accident now.
the awesome news
Wow.
that I might be posting. Hey, congratulations on the college thing there, Aaron. That's very cool. I saw that Christina saw The Room. Christina, you know what I'm talking about? It's I don't know that it's so bad that it's good. It is so bad that it is almost worse. I think.
The Room?
It's called The
I'm
Room.
looking it up.
And the funny thing is, the entire movie has nothing to do with a room. It's about a guy getting cheated on by his fiance. Acting is horrible. Dialogue is horrible. There's a lot of
2003?
bizarro, unnecessary scenes of like people in tuxedos throwing a football around.
Okay.
The fuck does that have to do with anything?
No idea.
Oh, it
That's
got
3
a
strikes, though.
3.7.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. Boo. Oh, come on, Jesse.
Boo.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on now,
boo.
Jesse. Let's see here. Scroll up. That's Tommy Wiseau.
Okay,
He's a weirdo.
all right.
He's got like, it looks like he should be like shredded, right?
I
Looking at his
feel like
face.
I've seen this movie.
It is so bad. It's terrible.
Yeah, Christina regarding The Room. Yep, wasn't that good.
Are you sure that was what's regarding The Room, Christina, and not the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Because Rocky Horror Picture Show, I feel like, is a pretty good show. Just saying.
I'm pretty sure because she's the one who acted it.
Heard of The Room, haven't seen it. I feel like, Aaron, you should watch it at least once. It's an hour and a half. It's
Oh, so it's not that bad.
no, it's bad. I just don't want to suffer alone
Oh, is that what
through
it is?
having seen. I want everybody to see this movie so that
They can suffer.
I want to.
us all to
No,
suffer.
no. Well, yeah, obviously, but I would like almost to know whether or not it's so bad it's good, or if it's just fucking bad.
The Room?
Yes,
Hey, Mike.
I will watch it tonight.
check it out.
I will watch it tonight. If you watch Poultrygeist,
I've already seen Poultrygeist.
I'll watch it again.
Dude, that's a 2-hour extravaganza.
That's a beautiful movie.
No, it is not. How dare you? Has anybody seen Poultrygeist? Hey, Scarlett. Scarlett's in the house. Hey, Scarlett. Scarlett, have you seen Poultrygeist? The Room. I like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay, thank you very much, Christina. That's what I'm talking about. Room, bad, but possibly so bad it's good. And I'm curious about the phenomenon of so bad it's good versus just bad.
So
Okay.
bad it's bad.
Just bad. Like Poultrygeist, for example. That's a bad movie.
No, it's not. It's not. Once you
There
start
it is.
watching
Let's
it,
do the time.
All right,
can
you're
you
right.
sing it?
What, the Time Warp?
Yeah.
Of course I
you
can.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. I'll sing it. You what, you think I'm scared?
No,
I'll
I
fucking-
want to hear it.
I'll fucking sing
I've
it.
been hearing you singing it.
I
since
will-
got here.
Dude, I've been rocking the shit out of the Rocky Horror Picture Show soundtrack in my car.
Rebecca Kennedy says the Rocky was awesome. Richard O'Brien made a sequel called Shock.
I have not seen that.
I have
Wow.
You should look into that.
Yeah.
Stop treating.
Is it? I wonder if it's a musical also. I kind of hope it isn't.
I'll look.
All right. In the meantime, we're going to start a podcast.
Mhm.
Padded Room Podcast, Chop Blockers. PaddedRoomPodcast.com. Go over there, check it out. What you're seeing here is just a small portion of what we do on the whole audio spectrum. So if you like what you see or hear here, then by all means, go check us out over there, and you can get the full show, not just this ridiculous movie walkthrough thing that we do.
Oh, stop.
Mike says it was hotter than a horse pillow in Virginia today.
That's I don't know.
Huh.
When did that come out?
Brad and Janet are October 31st, 1981.
Oh, I don't know if I. Oh, it's got Jessica Harper in it.
Isn't this the same chick that was in the other
Patricia
one?
Quinn, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to watch that.
Hmm.
I feel like it's got nowhere to go but down, really. And if we never heard of it, then it's probably bad, right? The Rocky Horror Picture Show sequel, Shock Treatment. Anybody out there seen it? No? I didn't even know about it.
Nobody
didn't
wants to
either.
admit they
All right.
saw it.
Why is this called the Padded Room?
Because we should be in a padded room.
Why do you think, Aaron?
Yeah.
Have you seen these nut bags? All right, let's get into the podcast here, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Mike's on,
Hey,
yeah.
Troy.
Hi, Troy.
That's right, inmates. We're talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show from 1975. This one is directed by Jim Sharman, written by Richard O'Brien, stars the Tim Curry, along
Yeah.
with Susan Sarandon, a hot, young, supple
Oh, baby.
Susan Sarandon,
Man.
mostly
That was so pretty.
in a bra and panties, like 90% of the movie.
She has very
Mhm.
nice boobs.
Very nice
Body.
boobies. Has she's been naked in a movie?
Yeah.
Which
even,
one?
Even recently.
I don't know that I
Wasn't she topless in,
Bull Durham?
No,
No.
Hunger?
Hunger? I don't know. I don't remember that movie.
Oh, wait,
What's the
the
one with Jack
David,
Nicholson?
I was thinking the one with David Bowie, but that's somebody else.
Yeah.
Isn't the one with Jack
No.
Nicholson?
The Hunger?
No.
No, the Hunger is where David Bowie is the vampire.
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
the Hunger. I don't
thought
think she was in the Hunger.
no?
Um,
I thought there was-
like a girl on girl situation. Okay, we're gonna investigate that and come.
MrSkin.com. Somebody look that up.
We're gonna need some. We're gonna do some fact checking and probably produce Susan Sarandon's nipples by the end of the show.
You guys got homework.
Oh no, we'll handle it. We'll take care of it on our end. This one's from 1975. Got 7.4 stars on IMDb. This one is, I think, widely touted as a classic amongst like the horror community. I think Monica hates it. I can tell you right now. She's already huffing and puffing and doing the head nod thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what her problem is. We'll get to that in a second. What is your problem with the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
She can't really tell us. She slept through it.
You did not.
No, I watched it, but I'm just, you know
What?
know my taste. I like full on killing.
There's killing?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This is too, like
What?
flamboyant for.
Didn't you see the meatloaf killing?
Yeah.
I
The
did.
pickaxe.
This is not. This is a kids movie.
No.
Oh no.
For children.
I do not know that I would let my kids watch. Well, Deacon,
Yes.
my kids have seen worse, but I would not let anybody else's kids watch this.
See, I've already watched the other musical that
Which
you
one?
gave me.
Which one?
The opera one.
Repo, the Genetic Opera?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Okay,
I like that
there
one.
was lots of gore in that one.
Okay.
Anna and the what is that?
The
one?
Apocalypse?
Yes.
I didn't care for that one.
I constantly listened to that
She
soundtrack.
loved Anna and the Apocalypse.
I agree with you. My girl on girl action is always good.
I love me some girls on girls.
I love me some.
It's true. I've been to her house and I've seen her porno collection. It is very strange, especially for a dude that just happens to be walking by her bedroom. All right. Anyway, this is a musical. You probably already know that. So we start off with a wedding procession, and what happens here is we see two individuals get married. Susan Sarandon, what?
Yes, there is a lesbian.
I have not seen that movie in a long
We
time.
do that movie.
We've already covered lesbians.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
But I mean, you know, it's fine. All right, so a wedding procession, and we meet our two protagonists, Brad and Janet,
Janice.
played by Barry Bostwick and Susan Sarandon.
And last week I heard you say that you didn't know who Barry Boswick was. You were
I
like,
do
I
not.
don't know who that guy is.
I don't know who that
Yes,
guy
you
is.
do.
From what?
Really?
You, oh my God, he is like so famous. As soon as you see his hair, you're gonna be like, oh, that guy.
He did not look familiar. to
She
me.
is very hostile tonight. I don't know
This
what her
guy.
problem is. Who is this guy?
This guy, he's been in like every 80s TV show.
Give me an example besides Rocky Horror. Yeah, go to his
Wait,
IMDb page.
You want? Okay, I will.
Yeah, you do that then. Yeah, you
You're
just do
gonna
it.
be like, shit, that guy.
I'm still not going to know who he is. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed him in Santa Girl.
Oh.
Oh, of course. Santa
Oh,
Girl.
hold on.
Oh.
Let's see. Will and Grace.
Christmas
I don't
in
know what that
Mississippi.
Yeah.
In the
look
horror
at-
movies?
Yeah, skirt chasers, ladies and
He
gentlemen.
is a TV actor.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But
look
no,
at
Oh, he was in Tales from
Halloween.
Halloween. Okay,
Oh, okay.
very nice.
Okay, CSI, The New Girl.
I did a spot on CSI.
Yeah, I think everybody.
Masters of Sex. I know you watched that one.
Sin City?
High in Cleveland.
Has anybody heard of any of this shit? Missed Nobody? No. Forgotten? No. Ghost Whisperer.
He
Woo!
is famous.
He's doing very well for himself.
He
Yes.
has
Okay. 171 acting credits, for Christ's sake. Okay,
Okay, whatever.
That's cute.
I tried.
I still have no fucking idea who he is. So, I don't know.
Mm.
If, Mr. Bostwick, if you're watching, I apologize. Sorry.
He's big on Lifetime too.
I'm sure I'm big on Lifetime. All right. Anyway, so we have ourselves a wedding procession. Everything's going swimmingly. Afterwards, two of the wedding individuals people that attended the wedding, Janet and Brad go into a musical number. Okay, it's a musical movie, so there's going to be a lot of singing and dancing. Make a long story short, Brad asked Janet to marry him there on the spot, which I feel is kind of a shit move.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't go to one wedding
And then propose after the wedding.
at the wedding, which, by the way, is how Scott Speedman and Liv Tyler did not get married in Strangers. He pulled the same fucking
He
move.
pulled the same thing.
You don't do that shit.
Nope.
It's their wedding. Let them have their day.
Well, they did wait till
That's
But
true.
still.
It's true. Regardless, it's fine. Hello, watching live from Press Start Bar and Arcade. Oh, very cool.
Right on.
Jim's at Press Start. Press Start is a it's like a retro arcade here in Reno where they have a full bar and old school arcade games. Have fun, Jim.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe I'll meet you there, Jim.
It's a good time. I've been there. Yeah,
Do they have?
they do. They have.
They do.
My initials are in the Simpsons video game.
Oh,
Or
Last time you
okay.
checked, anyway.
At least last, yeah. Anyway, so that's great. Now we're going to cut to a couple months in the future. They are on like some kind of a trip. They're going to see one of their old college professors. It's a dark and stormy night, of course,
Mhm.
and he's driving through the woods, and of course he gets a flat tire. Brad does. So now they have to go look for help. So Brad's like, "Hey, I'm going to go look for help," and Janet's like, "No, I'm coming with you." So they both go out in the storm to try to find help. Come across an old creepy mansion. They call it a castle. I don't know that I would call this place a castle. More of like an old creepy mansion type of
Yeah.
gig. With the lights on. So they're like, "Let's go in there and we'll ask for help, see if we can use the phone." So they go and ring the doorbell, and there's more musical numbers here that I'm glazing over because I'm not going to sing them to you.
Mm-mm.
Crackhouse Matt's in the house.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
What's up, Crackhouse Matt? Raven's in the house. What's up, Raven?
Hey,
Hi
Raven.
there.
Creeper Mama, Jojo, how you guys doing? It's coming to Shreveport for Geeked.com. Barry Boswick is going to Shreveport. Aaron, I assume you're in Shreveport, Louisiana. Very nice. So they ring the doorbell, and they're,
Hey, Monica's watching.
hey, Miss Monica's in the house. What's up, Monica?
Hi.
Hey. Yourself, huh? All right.
So they ring the doorbell, and they're let in by a very creepy butler type of a guy.
Hey, Alan.
Alan's in the
Hi,
house.
Alan.
Guy by the name of Riff Raff.
They were saying,
You like that guy? He's like a hunchback type of a dude. He's got like long blonde hair, and he's like
Balding long beard.
he's got like an Igor thing
Yeah.
type of a deal going on. So they let him in, and then we get the big number, the time warp, where they walk into like a ballroom where everything's painted white. There's a bunch of partiers there. You already said hi to me. I'm Creeper Mama. Oh, I'm sorry.
We just like to say hi
Sorry.
over and over and over.
Christine, from now on, we are going to refer to you only as Creeper Mama, now that we know who you are.
Hey,
Hey, it's Creeper Mama.
hey.
It's that Creeper Mama. So they go in, they walk right into the middle of the party, and thus we get our choreographed musical number for the Time Warp dance. What'd you guys think of the Time Warp? Oh, come on, Monica. Why? What's wrong with you? What did you think? I'm not even talking to her anymore. What did you think of the Time Warp?
It was great, Darian.
I loved it. I love the music in this
Yes,
movie. It's
I
very 60s doo-wop in a kind of a way.
Mhm.
The thing though is that the partiers in this particular scene, they look like they're dressed for like a New Year's Eve party. They all have like brightly colored tuxedos, glasses, and weird hats. I'm not sure what's going on with these dudes, where they came from, or what is there supposed to be some kind of a backstory to these guys? I have no idea.
Right.
And it's they're in the credits. They're just credited as Transylvanians.
Thank
Right.
you, Alan.
What's up, Alan? I hated this movie the first time I saw it. Now I love it. Of course you do, Alan. To be honest with you, I felt the same way. And when Buddy said last week that we're doing the Rocky Horror Picture Show, I was like, fuck this fucking shit. But then I watched it last night, and I was like, that's right, it's a good show.
Right?
I'm
Monica,
gonna dress up like it next week.
which one? Who are you gonna dress up
I
as?
don't know.
I'll dress up as Tim Curry for Halloween.
What?
Please, please. No. Please don't do that. I will pay you money if you don't. Yes.
All right.
If I had to dress up as anybody, I would probably go as Eddie, but I'm not fat enough for it. So maybe Riff Raff. I think I'd make a good Riff Raff, perhaps. Because other than that, that's about it as far as which guys I could be and which guys I couldn't be. I clearly don't have the physique to be a Dr. Frankenfurter. Anyway, the remake Fox did was the drizzling shit. Oh no.
Wow.
Sorry, Alan. Hey, what's up, Steve? I can see Monica as Magenta.
Which
Oh.
one was she?
She was the Riff Raff's sister with the crazy hair.
Oh, that had the was she the one
The
with
gray
the tattoos?
No, she was the other one.
Oh, okay.
One of the only people to survive at the end of the
I'll
movie.
check it out and see.
I would love that. I would love to see you in that situation, by the way. Especially during the dinner party when you could see through the whole shit. That was my favorite. You'd make a good Rocky. Well, thank you very much, Rebecca. I'm assuming you're referring to Buddy, by the way. Anyway, you'd make a good Rocky. That's the way you want to go. The guy with the Speedo and the platinum blonde hair. Do that. Rebecca, tell him to do that, except you got to shave the beard, of course. Anyway, so we get the big number, and then, of course, at the end of this number, we roll right into the next number, which is the introduction of Dr. Frankenfurter, played by Tim Curry. He's like a transvestite version of Dr. Frankenstein, and we get the next song, which is Sweet Transvestite from Transsexual Transylvania.
Great song.
Great tune.
Oh,
Love it.
That's okay.
Oh, it's okay
That is
now.
awesome.
You know you love it. So he walks in, he disrobes. Of course, he's got like a skimpy lingerie thing going on underneath, and he's in full drag, I guess. I don't know if you consider this drag or not, because he's got like the sideburns to go with the makeup and everything. And he does a sexy little dance for us, and he basically invites everybody to go upstairs to his lab, because from there he's going to show them his newest obsession, as he calls it. He's building a person. He's reanimating a dead guy to basically be a sex slave, I believe. So they all go up to the lab in this very cool freight elevator thing. And for some reason, before we get to the lab, we have to strip Brad and Janet down to their underwear.
Because they're all wet. They were walking outside.
I'll go ahead and stay in my wet clothes.
Yeah, me.
I think I'm okay. I'll air dry, as they say. But hey, inmates, trust me, you don't want this. You don't want to see what's underneath this. This is bad business.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with
I'm gonna go ahead and leave everything on.
I'm okay with it all.
I'll just keep it all on.
Okay.
Leave it all on.
I'll be cold and wet and shivering and everything else, and it'll be fine.
Yolanda.
Hey, Yolanda, what's up, babe?
Hey, Yolanda.
So from there, we go up to the lab. It's almost like a surgical theater type of a situation where you have the main operating floor, and then you have like an upper deck where all the Transylvanians are up there watching what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And we get another musical number about how Frankenfurter needs release of tension, and he's building this perfect guy and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, he like rips the sheet away, and you see that he's got like a mummy in kind of an incubation type of a tank situation, and he starts firing up throwing all the switches, and everything's flickering and stuff like that. And he starts pouring different liquids into the incubation tank, and you got a nice rainbow flag going across there. I thought that was a nice touch. The mummy comes to life, and he's like this shredded guy, of course, platinum blonde hair, wearing a gold Speedo, shredded abs, all that, what you'd expect a
Olympian to look like.
Yeah, and we get another number about how in just 7 days I can make you a man. So he's basically telling this guy about how he's going to put him on this big workout regimen. But as that's happening, there's a freezer door just off to the left, and it starts rattling and banging. One of the Transylvanian minions, a young lady by the name of Columbia, who was the tap dancer of the group, starts getting all excited, and she's like, "Oh, Eddie!" Columbia, by the way, if I had to pick a young lady to have sex with out of this movie, it would be Columbia. She was very attractive to me. She had like short hair, but she had like the 20s kind of glam look to her, which I find very attractive. And she could tap dance.
Yeah, just a
So-
normal voice.
It's just Alan says it's just kid stuff. You know, buddy, I really could use a little release. Well, it's just kid
It's
stuff.
just good stuff.
And then he jerked me off.
Whoa!
All right. Anyway, so the freezer door explodes, and out comes another character by the name of Eddie, played by Meatloaf Today.
Yeah,
Love me some Meatloaf.
I do too.
First girlfriend I ever had, our song, as they say, was "I Would Do Anything for Love, but I Wouldn't Do That,"
Oh, okay.
which I later found out was a reference to a strap-on dildo,
Oh,
and that paints a whole new picture
how
of
did you
things.
find that?
Yeah.
I read it on the
Do
internet.
you believe everything you read on the internet?
Yes.
Wow.
Don't
I
you?
would
You
do
should.
anything for love.
I wouldn't take a strap-on.
Oh. Yeah, no, I need the real deal.
Well, I mean, you're a lady, buddy. What do you think? Strap-on. If the girlfriend was like, hey, I really want to try this out. It sounds like a lot of fun. I'm just gonna strap this thing on and give it to you for a change. What do you think? Yeah.
Hey, if she's all into it, why not? Gotta please the lady.
You hear that?
If that sucker's going.
Oh my.
You hear that?
Hey,
My,
gotta please the lady.
Wow.
I would consider it, but it depends on if it's a white dildo or a black.
Woo!
Woo! I just,
Hey, Troy's in the house. What's up, Troy?
wow. Can we try that on you?
Okay,
Oh,
I can go for a walk if you two want to be alone for a second. I don't know what you guys have in mind. We can leave the cameras on, shut them off. You tell me.
I didn't say I would be.
I mean, if I'm just gonna lay some plastic down before I leave. You don't mind me. All right. Anyway, so that's pretty crazy. Eddie comes out riding a Harley, and he's got a saxophone on him. And he's flying around this surgical theater. And we get another song here. Meatloaf and Tim Curry, in fact, hit Texas. Oh, very cool.
Oh,
Texas Frightmare
yeah.
Weekend.
Cool.
We got to go to one of those Texas Frightmare things.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Anyway, he's flying around and everybody's jumping out of the way because they don't want to get run over by a motorcycle. So, but at the end of the song, Frankenfurter comes at Eddie with a pickaxe and follows him back into the freezer. And then when Frankenfurter comes out, he's all covered in blood. I feel like Eddie probably could have taken Frankenfurter in a fight.
Oh yeah.
I don't know though, man. Tim Curry he looked like he could whip somebody's ass in that
Yeah.
lingerie.
Mhm.
Yeah, just because you look like that.
Well, if you're wearing high heels, that's going to slow you down. I mean,
Yeah, you could.
well, if you take them off and throw them at somebody, then yeah, Mhm. I've seen you do it. It's true. All right. Anyway, so that's pretty gnarly. Now Columbia's all pissed off because she was in love with Eddie, and Frankenfurter just killed Eddie. Oh, so now it's time to the schedule of this house is very strange because now everybody's like, that's it, we're going to bed. So everybody goes to bed. All right, that's fine. I don't understand it, but everybody goes to bed. So for some reason they have Brad and Janet shacked up in different rooms.
Mhm.
We're going to start off with Janet. Janet's laying in her weirdo canopy bed, and in comes Brad. So we think. Brad's like, Janet, are you okay? I just came by to check on you. And she's like, oh, Brad, come in here and hold me. And Brad goes in there, and we're seeing this whole thing in silhouette. But as soon as Brad enters her weirdo bed chamber area, we realize that it's actually Frankenfurter. And he's like, sorry to disappoint you, Janet. It's just me, Frankenfurter. And she's like, oh, I'm saving myself for Brad. And he's like, oh, I won't tell anybody. Don't worry about it. And then, I think we're led to believe that they have sex.
Oh yeah.
Now, cut to about 5 minutes later, Brad is asleep in his weirdo bed chamber, and in comes Janet, and she's like, oh, Brad, I'm so scared. And he's like, Janet, come in here. I'll hold you. And of course, we find out that it's Frankenfurter.
The wig comes off.
Again, the wig comes off. He's like, "Sorry to disappoint you, Brad. It's me, Frankenfurter." And they, I guess, have gay sex.
Mhm.
Or I don't know what the genitalia situation was on Frankenfurter, but I think it was probably gay sex.
Hmm. Who was doing what? I'm kinda curious. 'Cause he had some stamina.
Who that? Frankenfurter?
Mhm.
Well, yeah, he's from transvestite Transylvania. They're known for their sexual stamina over there. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, it's true.
Well, tell us about it,
It's
Darren.
widely known. I think we all knew that. So,
From experience.
well, yeah, I'll tell you what. Hey-o.
Who's teaching and
Don't ask, don't tell, I believe is how they swing it over there. Anyway, as unfortunately as Brad and Frankenfurter are finishing up, Janet gets restless and starts wandering around the lab. She goes down to the I guess the operating area. And just before she gets down there, though, Riff Raff and Magenta decide that they've had enough of this horse shit, and they're going to let Rocky out of his cage. Rocky being the specimen of sexual whatever that Frankenfurter built. So Rocky gets out of his cage and starts running laps around the castle, I guess. And Janet gets up and she's like, she sees on the weirdo security camera that Brad and Frankenfurter have had sex because Brad is now smoking cigarettes and he's wearing a weird robe, and Frankenfurter's like lounging behind him. That's code for gay sex.
Mhm.
That's how you know it just went down. So she's all butthurt now. She's like, "Oh, he's having sex with Frankenfurter." She just had sex with Frankenfurter. What the hell is she pissed off about? If we're gonna swing for the fences, then let's all swing for the fences. If anything, you two should be high-fiving each other. You just tag team Frankenfurter.
And they should be going at it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Just have a
All three of
threesome.
them.
Get in there, man. Who knows which way we're going with this? Anyway, Janet's all pissed off. Riff Raff hits like the panic button, and he's like calling Dr. Frankenfurter. Dr. Frankenfurter, your Rocky guy has gotten out of his cage. So Frankenfurter's like, "Oh God, all right." Gets up, and now they're all chasing Rocky as he's doing hot laps around the castle. Rocky does like a very ingenious double back move on him and goes right back to the incubation chamber, where he finds Janet kind of swooning over the fact that Brad had cheated on her.
Mhm.
Needless to say, Rocky and Janet end up having sex in another musical number in which
I saw this part.
Oh, you woke up with this part, huh?
this part is pretty wacky because they're like singing to each other as they're having sex with each other.
Uh-huh.
But Rocky is like, I don't know, he's like turning into everybody else. So for a minute, she's having sex with Rocky. Then for a minute, she's having sex with Dr. Scott, who just shows up on the scene. And for a second, she's having sex with Brad, then Frankenfurter, then back to Dr. Scott. It's very strange.
Mhm.
Regardless, the castle is in a panic because now nobody can find Rocky. Frankenfurter, Riff Raff, Magenta head back to the operating theater where they're like, "Hey, where is he? I don't look at the security cameras." Late horror show in the house.
Hey.
Inmates, do yourselves a favor and check out
Hi,
the
guys.
late horror show. They got a good show over there on YouTube.
Yeah, they do. Check them out.
Check them out. So now they're all fired up. Here comes Brad down to the operating theater wearing his fruity robe. Walks in and he's like, "Hey, what the hell's going on here?" They're all like, "Hey, well, we don't know. We're trying to find Rocky." Nobody can find Rocky. Him and Janet are getting it on like 6 feet away from him in this weird rainbow incubation chamber situation. As they're having this conversation, the doorbell rings. So Riff Raff throws on the camera to the front door area, and it's, lo and behold, Dr. Scott in his wheelchair. They're like, "What the fuck is this guy doing here?" And now we're going to get a little backstory on Dr. Scott. Turns out he's part of the FBI's alien investigation unit or something like that. And it's kind of half-ass explained to where he's like part of the X-Files or something like that. And there may be some allusions to the fact that Brad may have like engineered this whole crash so that he could come and check out the mansion or castle or whatever. So Frankenfurter's all pissed off. He's like, "You used me. And Magenta, while this is going on, Magenta and Riff Raff are getting pissed off because they want to go back to transsexual Transylvania, which I guess is actually a different planet. Kind of strange. I don't know where exactly we're going with this yet. So everybody's all pissed off, and right about this time, Rocky pops up from the incubation chamber. So Riff Raff throws on like a very powerful electromagnet, which like Dr. Scott's wheelchair just goes up shoots him right into the surgical theater, like up the stairs, around the staircase a couple of times, through Magenta's room, through Columbia's room, through a wall, right into the surgical chamber. So that's about the time that Rocky pops up with half-naked Janet. So we get this weird kind of, hey, Janet, Rocky, Brad, Janet, Rocky, Brad, Janet, Rocky, Brad, Janet, Rocky, Brad. And they do that for a minute, and that's when this whole thing kind of comes to a head, because now Frankenfurter's had enough of all this shit. Now, apparently, he's got some very cool gadgetry going on in this surgical theater area, because he throws one switch and everybody is immediately frozen to the floor. And then from there, he has Magenta throw a bunch of other switches, and it turns people into naked statues.
Yeah, the Medusa,
which is actually kind of hot, because at one point, what's her name? Columbia pisses him off, and he throws her switch, and she's now butt naked. And I'm a big fan of that. You're gonna have to let them in. We have some audience members here that are not happy with us shutting the door. Bear with us for a second here, inmates. Getting to the floor show part. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Wendy's in the house. What's up, Wendy?
Hey, Wendy.
All right.
Hey, Scott.
All right.
Okay.
Now you get the whole padded room posse. Came in to see what was going on. Oh, we're talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show there, Wendy. Raven's in the house. What's up, Raven? All right, get back. Get back. You're going to mess up my soup. Anyway, so that's all well and good. Everybody, I think just about every, Dr. Scott, Columbia, what's her name? Basically Magenta and who's that there? They're the only ones that don't get turned into statues. So, are you guys live on another platform? Yes, we're on YouTube and Chop Block TV, Late Horror Show. You can find that on Facebook at Chop Block TV, or just go to hashtag Chop Block TV and you'll find us there. So, hey, Scott's in the house. What's up, Scott? So anyway, everything's kind of weird for a second, but then they decide they're going to have dinner. So they kind of unstatue everybody and decide that it's got to be like 4:00 in the morning at this point, right?
Oh, you would think, yeah.
But out of nowhere, Magenta rolls up with like a big gong, and she's like, "Dinner is served."
Well, when you're up, all day, dinner doesn't matter what time it is.
Well, technically, this would be breakfast then, you would think, right? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Can Frankenfurter be in the
I guess, yeah. Technically, I mean, we've already started this year's tournament, Alan, but he has been in, 2 movies. So, yeah, I guess.
Who?
Yeah, well, this one in the remake.
Oh.
And apparently this is a
Oh,
sequel.
that is
Yeah, and a
cheating.
sequel.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, whatever.
Could happen.
Okay, Alan,
never
we'll
know.
give it to you next year.
Next year is all
It's
yours.
yours.
All right, so that's fun. Now they decide they're going to have dinner. And here we get a backstory from Dr. Scott. We find out that he was actually Eddie's uncle.
Hey,
Dino's in the house. He came to the mansion looking for Eddie. And we get another musical number about how Eddie was a good kid, but he got mixed up with the wrong crowd and blah, 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 blah. Usual stuff. About that time, they pull the tablecloth off the table, and we find out that they're actually eating Eddie's dead body, which is pretty unruly. And then we get some more singing from Frankenfurter. He sings a song about how Eddie was his first attempt at making a sex slave. Now that I think about it, Frankenfurter really could be Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Except
Dr. Frankenstein.
he ate Eddie, which Jeffrey Dahmer did.
Yeah.
He was trying to make sex slaves, which Jeffrey Dahmer did. This is more, Jeffrey Jeffrey Dahmer didn't have any kind of cool equipment or like Transylvanian alien slaves.
Yeah.
He just had a shitty apartment in Milwaukee. But really, you see what I'm saying here?
Except Dahmer was kind of cute.
Dude,
No, what?
I think Frankenfurter
Well, I
would be.
didn't even experience that. Jeremy Renner played-
Oh, God. All right, you crazy. Anyway, so that's all well and good. And now we decided that it's time for the late show, or what do they call it? The late stage show, or something like that, where Frankenfurter is going to put on a whole extravaganza. So somehow at this point, he's gotten everybody to he's kind of enslaved everybody. So Brad, Janet, who else? I think Columbia. He makes them all put on like bustiers or whatever you call those. Like they're all in drag except for the ladies. I don't think it counts as drag. But he makes them like paint their faces in like these weird harlequin masks. And he's like, I'm going to be putting on the late show now. And then he's got like a whole stage set up and the floor show. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. And he's got like this whole stage situation set up here in the castle. And it's like the beginning of an old timey movie with the RKO picture tower and stuff like that. And it's got a swimming pool in this place too, which is pretty dope.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be a good place to have a party.
Yeah.
So he gets in there and he starts singing another number about how he's just a lonely guy from Transylvania and stuff like that. And then up pops Rocky, and he's got a harlequin face on too. And they start dancing. And then at some point, Riff Raff and Magenta have decided that they've had about enough of this horse shit. And turns out they're actually kind of the boss of Rocky or of Frankenfurter. So they pop up and they're now wearing like 50s sci-fi space alien outfits.
Yeah.
Like with weird shoulder pads, and they've got their hair done up, and they're not creepy. I mean, they're still creepy, but they're very strange looking.
And he's not hunchback anymore.
He's not a hunchback anymore, and they've got like a weird tuning fork gun situation. I don't know. He reanimated statues for his floor show. Exactly right, Rebecca. I think the word you're seeking is corset. Steve, you're right. Probably a corset. I know next to nothing about lingerie.
Yeah.
Whatever you call that number that you lace up behind you and it makes your boobs pop up around your chin.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of those, by the way, especially in like period piece pornography. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where he's
like push-up lingerie.
Yeah, where like she's getting cornholed, but in the 1800s.
Yeah.
That's
and the biker community, that's really big.
That's another thing there too. I like that. Like a black leather situation.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Good time.
another song and dance. Riff Raff decides he's about had enough of this shit, so he fires off the weirdo tuning fork gun at Frankenfurter and kills him, which sends Rocky into like a sad state of affairs. So he picks up the dead body of Frankenfurter and starts climbing the RKO tower and singing another song about how what a sad piece of shit he was. But once he gets to the top, the tower collapses, and Rocky and Frankenfurter go into the swimming pool, and they are, I guess, dead-ish for this situation. From there, we go back into another song from Riff Raff and Magenta explaining that they're actually aliens. This entire castle is one spaceship. They've had enough of this horse shit, so they're going to blast off the spaceship back to transsexual Transylvania, and that's all well and good. Brad and Janet, on the other hand, have kind of like regained themselves, despite the fact that they're wearing lingerie and wearing harlequin face paint. And they're like, what? So Riff Raff is like, why don't you just get the fuck out of here? Because we don't want to bring you back to Transylvania with us. So they're like, okay. And then the last scene of the movie is the mansion lifting off as Brad and Janet haul Dr. Scott away from the blast area. And that's pretty much the end of your movie there, kiddos. I don't care what you thought of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Buddy, what did you think of Rocky Horror Picture Show? It's a good show. It's a good show.
Yeah.
I love it. It's got some good tunes to it. It's got Meatloaf a Day. Tim Curry. I don't think he gets enough credit. Singing, dancing, not afraid to appear in drag.
Right.
That takes balls. You can tell he's got a big dick on him too. You've seen that that little codpiece thing he was wearing. I don't
How
think
do
he.
we know it was his?
Whose else would it be?
Well,
Like a
other
sock?
movies obviously use fake.
I
teeth.
mean, he may have stuffed a little something down there, but I think he's. I mean, so listen to the like the baritone in his voice.
Oh my
You know what I'm saying?
God.
I'm a sweet transsexual from transvestite.
Oh.
Transover. I can't even do it justice because I'm hung like a light switch. You see what I'm saying? If I had a big old schlong, I'd probably sound much better.
Oh,
Case in
okay.
point, Tim Curry. There you have it. I think it's a good show. Musical, you got to be in the mood for a musical. Wouldn't
Yeah.
really call this like a. I mean, it's got horror elements, but it's not scary by any
Right.
stretch of the
Absolutely.
imagination. So, I say good show, good musical.
Mhm.
It's like built. It's got its own built-in fan community around it now.
They could have put some
Yeah.
more kills in here.
I got a kill count of 3.
Yeah, no, we need more.
But that
I need more.
okay. So you got Frankenfurter dies. Who
Eddie.
else? Eddie
Mhm.
dies and gets eaten,
Yeah.
and apparently
They
somebody
have it
else.
for dinner.
Yeah, and somebody else died too.
You know, when I read the movie, what this was about, it didn't even click in my head. So when it said that he builds a muscle man,
Yeah,
and I was like in my head for some reason, like the basket case, just like this big muscle.
like one big muscle.
Yeah.
Why would he build one big
Because
muscle?
that's what I was thinking. I was like, how stupid! You build a muscle.
Oh, Monica.
you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like a muscle.
Oh, I thought like a giant penis.
No,
'Cause
I
I
thought
mean,
it was like a muscle.
For
Like
practical
he just
purposes.
built a muscle man. I'm
Hey,
like,
Ginger.
oh,
Ginger's in the house. What's going on, babe?
hi.
From the land down under. I'm here. What have I missed? You
All
missed
of
our
it.
entire review of the Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Thanks for joining us.
which I'm sure you've seen, by the way, Ginger, and it's a great show. If you haven't,
Better late than never.
it's fine.
Mhm,
You can click rewind and rewatch the whole thing from the start if you like.
mhm.
Yeah, man, check it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I have not seen the 2016 remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
It-
if any of you have seen that, let us know what you thought.
I believe
Curious.
it was a live thing on network TV.
I think Alan said he.
Well, it was probably dialed back quite a bit
I'm sure it was.
if it was
If
on
it was
network
on
TV.
TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
So there's that. I don't know, man.
Hmm.
I say check it out. I don't think I'm gonna watch that 2016 thing. Apparently there is a sequel to this.
mhm.
I may have to check that out. It's called Shock Treatment. It was had Richard O'Brien, who played Riff Raff and also wrote a lot of Rocky Horror Picture Show. He was involved in it, so we'll check. I'm gonna look into it, see what I can figure out. Other than that, I think that's all. You guys got anything else on the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
Creeper Mama says.
still
You're
creeping, creepy, you're creeping, creepy ladies. I like it. I'm actually attracted to creepy ladies. Anyway, we're gonna take us a little break, inmates, and we will come back with some other stuff.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
We'll hang out for another minute or two.
Mhm.
If anybody has any questions or comments or complaints, we do field complaints also.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Tim Curry portrayed Dr. Scott in the reboot.
Oh,
That would make sense. I feel bad for Tim Curry. He had like a major stroke
Yeah,
and he's in a wheelchair. He's not in very good shape.
Mhm.
how old is he?
You've seen the new one. It's not bad. The kids liked it.
Oh, okay.
He's got to be, what, early 70s maybe? Or so?
Oh, that's not even old, really.
I would say probably early 70s. You know, what movie do you remember Tim Curry from besides
That's
this
what
one?
I was actually.
He was born in 46.
I have no idea what that
Older
means.
than my mom.
Did you play Volbeat last week? We did, Alan. Last Day on Earth, I believe it is.
What, Tim Curry? He was in Clue?
That's the movie I
Oh,
remember.
okay.
Yeah. And
Uh,
he played the Grinch?
Legend.
Oh, he
He played Darkness in Legend.
Oh, yeah, he was.
He don't have his stinky Steelers shirt on. Yeah, thank you for not wearing a shitty football team this week, buddy. Legend It. He was the original Pennywise the
Yeah,
Clown.
the
That's
Oh,
exactly
that's
right,
right.
Steve. He was in a movie called Congo,
Mhm. Hunt for Red October.
Hunt for Red October.
Oh shit, he's been in all the movies I've
He
watched.
was quite the talent.
Yeah.
I mean, he still is. One of my
Yeah.
favorite video games, Brutal Legend.
Oh yeah.
Played the shit out of that one. Clue is one of my faves. Tim Curry, Legend with Tom Cruise. You know, I've seen Legend.
Home Alone too?
Oh yeah,
he
he
was
played
the
the.
airport clerk.
No, he was the hotel front desk guy.
Or yeah, hotel guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's exactly right.
Ginger Clown.
I don't know anything about
It's a horror
Ginger Clown.
movie.
All right, sounds ridiculous. Sounds
He
ridiculous.
plays Ginger Clown.
Sounds like a cheap It knockoff. I'm sure.
Probably.
Trying to cash in on Tim Curry being in the credits. Probably in it for 4 minutes. What was I gonna say? Legend. Have you guys seen Legend with Tom Cruise?
Oh yeah.
Which one was that one?
He's got to rescue
There's
a
a great
unicorn.
movie besides Tom Cruise.
I've seen it a couple of times. I cannot. It's a lot of him like making out with a chick by a pond,
Yeah.
and then a unicorn rolls up, and I can't tell you much after that. Really, to be honest with you, he was the butler in Clue. That's my favorite Tim
Yeah,
Curry.
that's one of
Is
my
Clue.
favorites.
Yes, I wasn't here for the cheerleaders die last week.
I think I got dog shit in my eye. Alan, get that looked at before you get conjunctivitis. I'm a Ginger clown. Oh, Ginger, you're not a clown. Did cheerleaders die last week? We did.
Yeah.
Thanks for the kiss, Rebecca. Home Alone 2.
I do have to agree. My favorite part of that was the chick walking across the
Oh.
street.
What about Annie?
I
He
love
was in
her.
Annie.
So hot.
Oh God,
What is
Annie!
Annie, the original Annie. He
Wow,
was one of the. It
wow.
was him and the crazy lady that were trying to get to adopt Annie.
I have no idea.
Jeez,
I've
wasn't
not
that
seen-
like in the 50s?
I've not seen any. Yeah, that was before my time. Sounds like something my mom would make me watch. Tim Curry was also in an episode of Tales from the Crypt with Yvonne DiCarlo.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, what episode was that? I feel like I should know that. He was also
Huh.
in a pseudo Tales from the Crypt movie called, I believe, The Ritual or The Relic or something like that. It had the chick from Dirty Dancing in it.
Wow. That's great.
Yes.
Oh.
So there's that. We should do a Tim Curry month.
Definitely a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
Yes, we know
Lily
she
Munster.
really is. She is absolutely beautiful.
It's true.
And hot.
I still take Morticia Adams over. That's just me though. Go either way on that, really. I'm more of an Adam. I've always been an Adams Family guy as opposed to the Munsters. Not that I have anything against the
Lily
Munsters.
or Morticia, there you go.
I gotta go Morticia, man. Lily was more apt to wear like a bikini top, but I found the slinky.
You like Morticia because Morticia was more skinny.
Well, I mean, no,
She was like
you're right. No,
anorexic.
but that's not why. I like the skimpy. She wore that body type suit. You know what I'm
Oh, you
saying?
didn't like what Lily wore?
Well, Lily was very voluptuous.
More of
I'm not a big fan of moo-moos. It's the thing. I'm just not a moo-moo man. You know, everybody has their thing. I like MILFs and I like chicks that are not overweight. That's just my gig. Morbidly obese, I think, is the phrase I'm looking for. All right, enough about us and our sexual proclivities.
my cat.
There you go, Creeper
Oh,
Mama.
very
I
nice.
like eating.
I'm allergic to cats.
Oh,
I'm more of a dog guy. My lazy shit dogs are right over here,
yeah.
farting the place up. All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and kill the feed. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the show this week. We'll join you next week. I think we said we're doing Jennifer's Body
Jennifer's Body.
next week here in the padded
Should
room.
we dress you? Why not?
I don't have a cheerleader outfit,
Oh, I don't
and
know.
I'm not going to pay any money to get a cheerleader outfit. If somebody wants to loan me a cheerleader outfit, I will happily slap it on Monica.
I don't even know if you get one.
Amazon. I'm not paying money for a cheerleader's outfit. And if I did show up on a cheerleader's outfit, this would be all over my place of business the next day when I came in.
Right?
So no, I'll not be doing that. Thank you very much for joining us, my friends. Go head on over to paddedroompodcast.com. That's where you'll find us. Our entire catalog of shows, not to mention the rest of the Padded Room Network. We've got shows from Canada to Australia. Anything you could possibly want in the horror community, true crime, gaming, movies, fan fiction. We got the whole shit. And if there's something you want that we don't have, let us know. We'll track it down, or I'll give you your own show, and you can put it up there. You motherfucker.
Yeah.
Do it yourself then, son of a bitch.
You know, Alex says Sherry Cola might have one.
Well, it's not going to fit me,
Can
Alan.
you express it overnight? Express it, please.
It's going to fit me like a trash bag. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week with Jennifer's Body.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.